griefing these players, but it might change. Nope, straight through the middle, just like how you want to see it.
And Marble Works being the high-tier loot zone means that this could get competitive. I remember that on the, at least on the Western Island, it used to be dominated by, was it just Onyx Olympus? It was just one team, Onyx Olympus or JV, but you can clearly see that the ties has shifted a little bit. BRU going straight to the high tier loot zone, and only Onyx Olympus is on the map, on that side.
Yep, I mean BRU, this is their hometown, right? Every single time they always drop towards the western side. They either decide between Marble Works and sometimes even Crossroads. It really kind of depends on that flight path initially, but still, at the end of the day, we are expecting, see, Triple G don't go for early contact with RQ Kazu.
I mean, even Thorat is also kind of on the radar as well. And Thorat is also a team that is currently in top 6, I assume, but it's also dangling, right? One of the feet is dangling off the cliff already. A couple of kills coming out on the kill feed. It's Koskyu who got the first on to Thorat. I think Lozzy ended up going down. RQ Kazu taking on Onyx Olympus. That's not really what you want. JV Esports also losing a member early on, but those revives are going to come in this early stage. You do have, it's easier to get coins on the map right now.
Oh yeah, and where's the, oh man, this is, Brasilia is looking very, very dangerous. This IDS taking on Reverse Red down on towards, I think that's southern side of Boathouse, but let's see, Nameless, he's in a lot of trouble. He's getting peppered, literally through the trees.
And they got him, not the easiest gun to get a target long, to get a knock from long range, but Liam made it work. So Reverse Red off to a very rough start. Liam is not done just yet.
He's still going for it. He's still going for it. But let's cut back to where Brasilia is happening, because even Todak is getting into the action with Flash, and it looks like Attack All Around are kind of in the middle of this huge crossfire.
And Attack All Around needs to somehow have 2 good rounds to have a chance, because they are the only Thai team that is not in the top 6. Todak is a good litmus test to start, kind of get your engines warmed up again, but with Team Flash arriving, it might not stay that way any longer. IDS just wiped out Reverse Red.
Oh, okay. All right. So that's already going to be placement points for everybody here. Todak taking their time. Good shot coming in from Noki, taking advantage of Guerrero's blind side, and now it's going to be Team Flash who's going to finish off that kill and take the structure opposite of them.
Just very unfortunate for Attack All Around. Still a bit asleep at the wheel. The Foki will have to be revived. Attack All Around abandoning that area completely. It's going to be Todak against Team Flash.
Are they going to get held back again, or are they going to commit to this fight? They already have somebody heading towards the left side, the western side of Brasilia itself, but the majority of the team is still here. Looks like Flash is going to be, TPing straight on towards the roof of Traps.
This is going to be a tough one for Traps. Multiple members of Team Flash converging. Here comes the crunch. Traps drops down. Moves into the building as backup from Todak shows up. Yenbin with the Bison somehow just blows Raja's head off. And Todak, despite some maneuvers, still losing out the gunfights. But at least Artemis is on the ground, so Todak still have a fair fight. Zen arrives on the roof. Yenbin is back in turn and 180 to win that fight with his own Bison. Zen ends up going down and Todak is left with 2. Traps might be number 3 as Bayo finds that one.
All right, Noki, he's got to get his way out of there, or at least fight for the buy station. Just quickly get some revives going so that the team could eventually recuperate later on into the map, but it's not looking good. Noki, he is going to get rushed.
Yeah, he does not have enough coins to go for a revive, so he has to fight his way out of this. That's the first knock onto Shin, but Bayo pretty healthy. Noki not able to pull it off. Bayo finds kill number 5. Wiping out Todak.
Oh my goodness, this is happening really, really quick, and all this, and while all of this is happening, Attack All Around has just been chilling, just waiting. They know that Flash is in there. They've got the full revives. They've got the whole squad back. 2 of their members currently in a vehicle, and they could be looking for a rotate. But at the same time, they've already used the binoculars as well, so they know exactly where Flash is going to be.
And that is actually unfortunate for Attack All Around, because the 2 teams, Team Flash and Todak, they were kind of the bottom feeders, right? So Attack All Around would have the best chance taking them out, but due to losing one member early on, they could not participate. RQ Kazu on the other end, still duking it out with Onyx Olympus, compatriots from the same region. Attack All Around decides to show up Kororo with a nice shot onto Bayo, and that's a long-range snipe. Bayo ends up going down, and Attack All Around have equalized the playing field.
I mean, there is a couple of considerations here. They know that another squad is kind of lurking around as of right now, and that's going to be Thorad just trying to figure out where the angles are going to be as they slowly work on Flash.
This is a massive round, or at least it will be if Attack All Around can pull it off. Team Flash are scattered. They got a revive early on onto Artemis, but he does need time. And I believe Artemis is already far away from the rest of his team just to keep the run alive. Onyx Olympus on the other end somehow still has the full team standing, and Abe will decrease that number by 1. RQ Kazu on the offense, and Abe will lead the charge.
It looks like, oh wait, no. It does look like he's all by himself here, and obviously RQ not going to take any chances. They're just going to wait until, oh wait, hold on. This is starting to not look very, very good for Onyx Olympus. Kiba, the only one left. His 2 knockdowns already happened, and now Kiba is going to get the revives on the rest of his team members. I mean, they tried to farm for some points here, but at the same time, the ring is starting to close.
And Kiba saving his team. That could have been a disaster if Abe got the clutch. Stora now arrives on the roof as well. It's going to be Ikao and Hoysang. Hoysang has been struggling in these 1v1s, but Kororo helps him up. A long-range grenade launcher to do the job, and Hoysang will get the finisher. And Thorat, they will have to revive, but that means that the firepower has dwindled a little bit.
Darko, he's got the high ground here. He's slowly gaining work. He needs to win this one, or at least force Darko off of it. But no, it's with the help of the nades, with the help of the angles, Darko is able to take him out. No problems whatsoever. No threat of his life, and the rest of the attack, all around members cannot do anything about it.
And Darko holding that roof means that the rest of Thorat will have information to work with. In fact, they're going to feel a lot more confident re-engaging with attack all around, but the revive comes in again as Hoysang gets brought back by his teammates. This is going to be an extended fight, and that means more points for the team that eventually wins.
Again, they're still holding the space here. Both teams don't want to give it up just yet. Now, looks like Onyx Olympus still by Golf Course Quarry's side with RQ Kazu towards Central, and the ring pulls towards Golf Course.
Good news for Onyx Olympus and BRU, but especially Onyx Olympus, with Gary already being kind of the scout for the team right in the center. That means that this attack all around and Thorat fight might wrap up pretty soon. In fact, Thorat decides that they will be the first one to move away.
Good decision. Very, very good decision indeed. Attack all around, trying to get some peppering shots in, and it looks like Flash has fallen victim to IDS on the northern side of the map. Keep in mind, the ring is pulled towards Golf Course here, and BRU will be able to hold that choke point up on that north side to the western island.
Team Flash getting wiped out in the hands of IDS means that IDS's run is still alive. Thorat making the first move does allow them to gatekeep attack all around a bit better when the circle starts closing in, when the zone starts coming in. But attack all around, they do have a full squad together with one of the players on the northern side. There is a possible crunch that they could pull off onto Thorat.
Speaking of which, let's see what PE and JV are currently up to. Everybody's taking damage because they're still stuck in the blue. However, they're trying to take out vehicles, not allowing PE to get out of LOS just yet, forcing LBT to get on out of there and to hop the vehicle, trying to maintain as much life as possible.
2 vehicles obtained by PE. Honga takes the portal as a Snipe Cougar. Guys, X-ray vision, and that is a big blow to PE. Now JV, they are going to take the portal as well to try and hunt down as much members of PE Esports that they can. There's a Tatsuya dash, the last one full limit, just to get him in range for another shot. But LBT able to drive away far enough, but unfortunately it's towards Ski Lodge. He might have trapped himself there.
Oh my goodness. Ski Lodge? I don't think he has anywhere else to really go. They can hear the shots. They can hear the shots coming in from Brasilia between Thorat and as well as attack all around, so it just deters them from committing to go into that direction. But we'll see. We'll see whether they're able to recover from this, right? Because Thorat has successfully gotten into the circle and now can start gatekeeping. Speaking of which, C-Triple-G, meaning their prime nemesis are RQ with Kira, and they're going to have to try and cross this bridge somehow, or at least try and go for a TP through the underside.
RQ caught unaware. Of course, the RQ Kazu members are trying to cross the bridge first to set up a choke point, but C-Triple-G, with their relentless pursuit, they're not going to let it be that simple. There is a vehicle though, not sure if C-Triple-G would take it. 2 vehicles, in fact. In RQ Kazu, they're going to set up shop at the end of the bridge, and that's exactly where it leads into the circle.
We'll see. We'll see if there's going to be any other teams to actually intervene here for C-Triple-G. But at least if the circle completely closes in, they got a little bit of space to play with, right? They can sit on top of the bridge like what we're seeing Abe do right now on the opposite side. They just need to be careful of their angles, but also C-Triple-G taking so much fire here.
Getting absolutely choked out on the other side of the bridge is the blue zone on one, and just the entrance of the bridge on the other. They can try and set up shop in the middle of the bridge, but it doesn't solve the problem that RQ had the vantage point. You can see CDDD starting to really suffer. You have to expand as much glue as possible, or maybe put down that gold portal. Koskyu leading the charge. He's going to be the first one to touch down on the other side of mainland. And here comes the nade as well. Koskyu doing his job as effectively as he can to lead the rest of his team into RRQ.
Oh, the nade taking him out, dudes. Great catch there. And now they slow down the entire team of CDDD, going to take control over the space.
And I feel like our CDDD just a bit slow on the trigger finger. Koskyu opened up the map, and yet the rest of CDDD are not committed. And now Peter ends up getting stranded in a 1v2, but one more helping him from the other side of the river to get that knock. Peter receiving help, but he needs to survive for a bit longer, and it's not possible. Razor drops him, but one more gets the second knock. No finishers means that RQ gets to stay alive for a bit longer, and finally the third member of CDDD shows up on the other side of the match with Peter to join the fray right now. But he's not exactly healthy. RRQ Kazu still have the health advantage. Those glue walls are dropping. Legolas just pelting the glue walls with lead.
Yeah, and Esports also decided to be part of this engagement as well. Two of their members, one walking up towards the bridge, and the other just hidden behind, looking for the last member, CDDD, to knock him out here. Don't cry, taking the space, but RRQ, they know they're getting attacked on both sides, but they don't have to worry about twos. They are separate entities.
And one more now coming in through the main road, takes out Legolas. Peter, someone who do at RRQ Kazu, losing their grip on this choke point. And CDDD might have done just enough to get rid of RQ Kazu. Dudes trying to find a way out of this. It's a 1v2. Peter comes in from the slam dunk. Dudes drops low, and Peter turns the corner and have just found the finisher onto the kingdom. RQ Kazu out in 9th place.
I can't believe that CDDD pulled that one out of nowhere. Esports wanted to get involved. We also saw them getting choked out in terms of resources, a little slow on the call, and yet they still managed to win it.
And Koskyu, the one who said, guys, we have to do this. The support from one more coming in just in time, albeit a bit late. We'll check on the CDDD in a little bit because Thorat and JVE are going at it. There's a twirl for Lozzy back on the high ground. Ika also supporting Fire. Not too healthy in his own HP. And North is sustaining chip damage from the ice grenade. Orgus already got Darko with the grenade launcher, and that is one man down for Thorat.
And JV, they're going to continue encroaching on their space. They want to get into the high ground. Cougar is going to try his best to take out as many of them as possible. Lozzy in the middle. Oh, he gets taken down too, and too close of a range. Cougar does it.
And Egal now on the run, but there's not much space for him to hide. Perhaps IDS can do the cleanup. Just help Thorat get rid of JV or thin down the numbers. And IDS 18 Deer taking point on the high ground, but instantly pushed off. Kochu as well with the Bison on the left side. JVE, if you try to challenge them, they will take it on wholeheartedly.
The UAV is going to spot a couple here. Orgus, he's got to live. He's trying to get this kill on towards Liam's side. Does he can't find the shot? The blue wall blocks it. Turns around, still getting blocked again. He might have to go for a reload in just a little bit. But resources are dwindling, and IDS are struggling to actually clean this up. And now with the last member alive of JV, this should be it, right? IDS should be able to win this out. Orgus finds one. Can he get another? He's close, but it looks pretty doomed from here.
It looks pretty doomed. He does have Horizon to stand back up, but Kochu makes sure that he executes Orgus, so JVE ends up finishing in 7th. And that's just a lifeline for Thorat. They got help from IDS. And CDDD also falls in the hands of BRU, who are finally awakening.
Oh, they're getting farmed here. They're getting farmed. And I mean, even for Onyx Olympus as well, they're trying to sneak away with some positional points here. One member is still around, IDS, scouting out for what exactly is happening. They realize that it's going to be attack all around, and BRU, so BRU, they make the decision. We got to do this now. If not, we're not going to have enough time. At least waste their resources.
One of the slower games for BRU because they know that if they maintain this momentum, first place is going to be theirs. Moshi on the first one onto Kochu. That's a knock already, but attack all around hiding in the shack. There's only so much space to work with. Here comes the monster truck spawning behind, but attack all around needs to somehow hold off this assault. Relentless from BRU. Wasana guarding the entrance, and Jonah got the first down onto Foki, and the rest of BRU pour right in. Wasana to lead them to victory. AAA is gone, and it's BRU now trapped in the shack. IDS comes in and tries to clean up the rest of the fight to get the Booyah back home, and all of BRU members are falling one by one. Moshi is down. Resh shows up with Wasana to hold, but he cannot hold the fort. And Indo Stars might have just found the saving grace to keep that run alive.
A breath of fresh air, chaos, and the amalgamation of it all. IDS pull it for a big booyah on their side, finishing off with at least, I think it was 15 if I saw correctly, 15 eliminations. Very big points for them, but is it enough to save them?
If it's not enough to put them in top 6, it definitely got them super close. This is a very, very much needed round for Indo Stars, who started falling off. And that means that their fate rests in their own hands. There's one more round for Indo Stars to do it. They're ever so close.
Oh boy, you can definitely see the shift for some of the teams, right? The paradigms have definitely moved, and they're thinking about the game a little bit differently now. It's not just about the kills. Position is going to be key for those sitting at the top 3 spots. They just have to maintain consistent points.
Yeah, and I think for IDS, if they can keep this momentum, if the next game starts on Alpine and IDS gets a couple of points early on and they feel confident enough, they might try to push this momentum and get as much as possible. Make that miracle run happen. Last I checked, I think they are 20 points away from top 6, like 7 and 8 spot. They might either be in 6 or 7 by the end of this, but sure as heck they have a chance now.
Absolutely. I could totally agree with you on that one. Now, for some of the other teams here, like Attack All Around, I mean, they played it well, right? They got into early engages. They wanted to keep playing for some kill points at any point of the game, but at the very least, they understand if Thorad is going to make some moves on us, and force us out of the circle, we need a way in. They still know their roots. They're still considered a in-circle team, so they know what they're doing when they gatekeep their opponents.
And Thorad might be in danger. Just might. I think you can say the same for RQ Kazu. These two teams haven't been getting the most kills, and they are getting wiped out pretty early on. And we talked about this yesterday, right? The kill points actually matter a lot more than placement points, especially towards the end of the grand finals. And this might start to really hurt some of these teams who have been holding in the top 6 spot for a while. Especially RQ Kazu. This was not meant to happen, and you can see it. You can see it on Abe's face. They know that they let it slip.
That's got to be so frustrating for them, especially since they've been so consistent in day number 1. Day number 2 has just been the opposite, right? Now, with everybody else just contesting for top 6, I'm not too worried about top 3 at this point. Everybody below top 3 is in contention to make it all the way to South America.
Yeah, top 3 is just a race on its own, right? Just a race for the trophy, but overall, you just have to make top 6. The pressure is definitely starting to mount. Even the teams who have gotten comfortable after day 1 are starting to feel the heat. RQ Kazu again, this is starting to be a bit sweaty. They might lose it all. And there's one more round, so it's very possible. But the game summary tells a slightly different story. It is slower than it seems.
Yeah, a much slower game in the matter of fact. Not even breaking into the 40,000 total damage marks, but at least in terms of total kills, if somebody goes down, whether it's 86 knockdowns, at the end of the day, if you're trying to revive your squad mates, doesn't matter. Most of the time, you get team wiped.
And I think this also is kind of a byproduct of a lot of these early skirmishes, right? A lot of these early skirmishes, we had 2 teams who got wiped out very early on, so the revive counts, they do go down. Our game summary, 18 Deer is our sniper assassin, 67 meters kill distance. Raz is our headhunter. Kerora with 3 grenade kills, and Lozzy with 3 revives.
I mean, these teams, it's good to see that we're getting a little bit of a mix-up, right? We're not getting the powerhouse teams every single time in the game summary now, and everybody else has started to wake up. Their hands are warm, and they are looking for big points.
This is what I love about Free Fire. Even up to the very end, you cannot be sure of the results. You don't know who's going to lift the trophy. You don't know who's going to qualify for LATAM. And I think it's particularly important for some of these teams more than others because they have never been outside of Southeast Asia.
Oh, that's a good point. That's a really good point, in a matter of fact. I'm curious to see how some of these teams are going to face up against the representatives from LATAM. But before that, let's see who's going to actually qualify for the Mobile Masters.
And of course, the loadout for IDS, also a bit unconventional. We don't see the character that 18 Deer uses, I don't think, in any meta. Not since the last 2 years, in fact. So it's good to see that the teams are adapting their own style. You know, we saw Steffi earlier on, only used by Nameless from Reverse Raid. It's a big blast from the past. We saw Skylar being used by a couple of teams. The Red Tide Rhythm was a big Glue Wall Destroyer before Glue Wall Melters was introduced. So it's very nice to see that the teams are picking up what the Brazilians are doing. Because again, Skylar was what won Magic Squad the World Championship last year. And I think Southeast Asia, we're starting to give a lot more respect to LATAM.
Oh, absolutely. Because at the end of the day, you're looking for any type of advantage over your opponents. If you're expecting 3 Tatsuyas,